The vulture, a scavenger bird often associated with death and decay, is one of nature's most efficient and essential species, playing a crucial role in maintaining the health of ecosystems. These birds are not only fascinating in their biology and behavior but are also integral to the balance of nature, preventing the spread of disease by consuming dead animals and carcasses. Vultures belong to two main families, the Accipitridae, which includes the Old World vultures, and the Cathartidae, which comprises the New World vultures. While they are most commonly recognized for their bald heads, keen eyesight, and strong beaks, vultures possess a variety of physical and behavioral traits that make them uniquely adapted to their scavenging lifestyle. Their presence in ecosystems is often underappreciated, yet their role in the environment is vital to maintaining the health of ecosystems by removing carrion that would otherwise decompose, releasing harmful pathogens into the environment. Vultures are generally large birds, with robust bodies and powerful wings. Their size can vary depending on the species, with some of the larger vultures, such as the Andean condor, Vultur gryphus, having wingspans that can reach up to 3 meters, 10 feet, making them some of the largest flying birds in the world. Despite their large size, vultures are strong flyers, thanks to their broad, long wings, which allow them to soar for long distances without much effort. Their ability to glide effortlessly through the air helps them cover vast areas in search of food, using thermal currents to stay aloft for hours at a time. Vultures have an excellent sense of sight, and they can spot potential food sources from miles away while flying high in the sky. This keen vision is essential for their survival, as it allows them to identify carrion from a great distance. Vultures are most commonly associated with their scavenging habits, feeding almost exclusively on the remains of dead animals. Their diet consists primarily of carrion, which they find by soaring over large areas of land and relying on their keen eyesight to spot carcasses from the air. Some vultures, particularly those in arid environments, may travel hundreds of kilometers a day in search of food. Once they locate a carcass, vultures will swoop down to feed, often arriving in large numbers to take advantage of the meal. Unlike many other scavengers, vultures are particularly well adapted to eating decaying flesh. They have strong, hooked beaks that are perfect for tearing into meat, as well as highly acidic stomachs capable of digesting bacteria-laden carrion that would be harmful or fatal to most other animals. Vultures play an essential ecological role by preventing the spread of disease. By consuming dead animals, they help eliminate pathogens, bacteria, and parasites from the environment. Without vultures and other scavengers, these pathogens would multiply and pose a significant threat to both human and animal populations. The adaptation of vultures to their scavenging lifestyle extends beyond their beaks and digestive systems. Their bald heads, which are characteristic of many vulture species, are an important feature that helps them stay clean while feeding. Vultures often have to stick their heads deep into carcasses to reach the flesh, and a bald head is much easier to keep clean than a feathered one. This adaptation helps them avoid the buildup of bacteria, which could lead to infections. In addition to their physical features, vultures have highly developed sense of smell and sight, allowing them to find food from afar. For example, the turkey vulture, Cathartes aura, one of the New World species, has an exceptional sense of smell, and is able to detect the scent of decaying flesh from over 3 miles, 5 kilometers, away. This ability is unique among birds, as most avian species do not rely on their sense of smell as heavily as vultures do. Vultures typically inhabit open landscapes, such as savannas, grasslands, deserts, and mountainous regions, as well as forests in some cases. They are especially common in areas where large herbivorous animals roam, as the death of these animals provides a reliable food source for vultures. In the case of the Old World vultures, which are found in Africa, Asia, and Europe, they tend to prefer the more arid regions and savannas, where they can easily find carrion. New World vultures, such as those in North and South America, occupy a wide range of habitats, from tropical rainforests to arid deserts. Vultures typically nest in high places, such as cliffs or tall trees, to avoid predators and give their young a better chance of survival. These nesting sites are often chosen for their isolation and safety, providing a secure place to raise their offspring while avoiding the disturbances of other animals or humans. When vultures are not feeding, they often spend their time perched in high places, where they can survey the landscape for potential food sources. They are highly social birds, often found in groups, especially when feeding. Vultures can engage in complex social behaviors, with many species showing a hierarchical structure within their groups. In some species, such as the African white-backed vulture, Gyps africanus, there is a clear pecking order, with dominant individuals having first access to food. Vultures communicate with each other using a variety of vocalizations, such as grunts, hisses, and calls, which help to coordinate their movements and interactions with other members of the group. While vultures are typically solitary when they are not feeding, they often congregate in large numbers around carcasses, where they feed together. These gatherings can be quite dramatic, with vultures competing for access to food, squabbling over prime pieces of carrion, and sometimes even engaging in violent interactions. Despite these aggressive behaviors, vultures are often tolerant of one another, as they share a mutual understanding that there is enough food to go around for all of them. The reproductive behavior of vultures is also fascinating. Vultures typically lay only 1 or 2 eggs at a time, and both parents take turns incubating the eggs. The incubation period can vary between species, but it generally lasts between 30 and 60 days. Vultures are known to have long lifespans, often living for 20 to 30 years or more in the wild. They are slow to mature and typically do not reach sexual maturity until they are several years old. Once they have matured, vultures form long-term monogamous pairs that will raise several broods together over their lifetime. Vultures are highly protective of their young, and both parents are involved in feeding and caring for the chicks. Once the chicks hatch, they are fed regurgitated food by the parents, and they quickly grow strong enough to join the adults in scavenging for carrion. Vultures, despite their vital ecological role, face a number of threats that have led to declining populations in many parts of the world. Habitat loss, poisoning, and illegal hunting are some of the most pressing challenges facing vultures. In many areas, human activities such as farming, deforestation, and development are destroying the natural habitats of vultures, making it difficult for them to find food and suitable nesting sites. One of the most significant threats to vultures, particularly in South Asia, is the use of veterinary drugs such as diclofenac, which is toxic to vultures when they consume the carcasses of animals that have been treated with the drug. This has led to dramatic declines in vulture populations in countries like India, Nepal, and Pakistan. In response to these challenges, various conservation organizations have initiated programs to protect vultures, including the establishment of vulture-safe zones, captive breeding programs, and efforts to raise awareness about the importance of vultures in ecosystems. Vulture conservation efforts have had some success in recent years, particularly in India, where strict regulations on the use of diclofenac have been implemented and new veterinary drugs have been introduced that are safer for vultures. There are also efforts to protect and restore vulture habitats, and programs to monitor vulture populations and behavior. Despite these efforts, many vulture species are still considered critically endangered, and ongoing conservation work is necessary to ensure their survival. In some regions, local communities have become involved in vulture conservation, recognizing the importance of these birds in maintaining the balance of the environment and taking steps to protect them from harm. This collaborative approach, which includes government agencies, conservation organizations, and local communities, is crucial to ensuring that vultures continue to thrive in the wild. In conclusion, vultures are some of the most fascinating and important birds in the animal kingdom. Their ability to clean up ecosystems by consuming carrion plays a crucial role in maintaining the health of the environment, preventing the spread of disease, and ensuring that nutrients are returned to the ecosystem. Vultures are highly adapted to their scavenging lifestyle, with their keen eyesight, strong beaks, and highly specialized digestive systems that allow them to feed on decaying flesh without harm. Despite the challenges they face, vultures continue to be an integral part of the ecosystems in which they live, and efforts to conserve them are vital to ensuring their survival. Through these conservation efforts, vultures will continue to play their essential role in the natural world, ensuring that the cycles of life and death are maintained in a healthy, balanced way.